Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So yeah, I feel like there's lots to talk about. It's been a very eventful sort of 48 hours. And I have a lot on my mind and a lot to say, so I hope I can get it out in a really coherent and understandable way. And just like talk it through, you know, because BTS are such a big part of my life. I'm sure you guys as well. So yeah, I thought we would talk about it. You know, maybe watch some of the things we didn't get to see last time, like the special guest performance and, you know, like parts of Festa. So yeah, where do we begin? Gosh, I have so much to say. I hope I can like organize my thoughts properly to say what I want to say. But basically, I heard of the news yesterday via a Twitter alert, which I hate that I had to hear it that way. But I was kind of like, whoa, is this for real? Because it made it sound like much more serious, I think, than was intended, like just BTS going on hiatus, and it didn't say anything about focusing on solo projects or anything, so I was like, what? And I really wish I had seen the Festa first, the dinner, because they explained it so sincerely, so beautifully, just with such feeling, and you can really understand where they're coming from. And I'm really glad I didn't record myself watching that, because I was a mess, you guys. I was like crying so hard when they started crying. I was just, it was like a really emotional moment. But I'm really impressed by them always. And I'm so proud of them for being willing to put their mental health first. I think that's so important, and I think so many people don't do that to their own detriment, you know? And like to be the biggest group in the world, like at the very top, and say, look, like this is what I need. I need to do this for me, kind of to realign myself and, you know, like access that creativity again. Because honestly, like what made me sad is that how pained they looked saying it, like how much stress they're under, you know, like it was devastating to see that. And I feel like that's not a side of them we see a lot, but I'm so grateful that they showed us, because I think, gosh, the modern world is kind of crazy, isn't it? Just people just struggling always, just striving for the top and not giving themselves a chance to rest and take a break, and you need to, you know? And I just feel really sad that they feel like they were being forced to just like churn out music when they weren't feeling it, you know? And like kind of getting lost in their message. Like I would have never guessed that, you know, because they hit it so well. And it's so sad because the people that hide it the best, they're the ones you have to worry about the most, you know? So, gosh, I just feel like it's just a problem with like modern society in general. Like we don't know how to put the brakes and like slow down a little bit, take a break, take a breather. It's just always like go, 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 like always like competition all the time. It's like a rat race, you know? And I'm tired. And a lot of people are tired, like collectively. There's like a lot going down in the world, and it's kind of crazy. And we all just need to chill, we need to breathe. But basically, that's a whole other video probably, but I think it's really cool that they're gonna pursue their own works, just full of creativity, just fully able to express themselves, because look at what happens when they can be true to themselves. Like look at the magic they produce already with the mixtapes we've had. I'm particularly just with Mono for me. RM's just the storytelling, the music, it was brilliant. And I can't wait to see what they come up with. I'm really looking forward to that. Like, the alert at first had me thinking like, oh my God, that's it, you know? And then when I watched the dinner and them explaining it, I was like really reassured by that. But you know what? Huge props to them, because that's so hard to just say sincerely and upfront, like, I need this time for myself, and respect that, please. You know, like, it's huge, and I'm so proud of them for that, you know? And you can just see how pained they were, just always trying to please everyone, you know? But sometimes you gotta do you. And that's exactly what they're doing. So I'm happy for them. But yeah, just when RM started crying, I totally lost it. I was like, oh my God. Because you can just see the immense amount of stress they're under. And still too, like how they were referring to how there's still things they can't really tell us, you know? I know the K-pop industry can be like brutal, and it's just like constant, you know, just endless, just boom, 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 like all the time. And for them to acknowledge that was really brave, I thought. And it was like a side of them I think we rarely see, but I think we need to see it. And honestly, it kind of made me, yeah, it just made me sad, because I knew that about the K-pop industry, but I just thought like Big Hit was different, you know? Like, I don't want them to feel pressured, and, you know, just because they're like the big money maker for the company, and to just churn out like soulless things that their heart isn't in, you know? We don't want that. They don't want that. It's not healthy for them. And, you know, being such sincere people, I can see why it would be hard for them to feel like, if they feel like they're imposters right now, you know, in their own skin, like they can't communicate the message that they want to. It's really sad, but I'm really happy for them just taking a break, realigning, trusting themselves when they need to just step away for a bit. That doesn't mean it's over, right? And yeah, basically just wanted to say I'm really proud of them, and I think more people should do this. Like, when they're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay to step back, to just cool down a little. You know, not everything is a race. I'm a big believer of that. My introverted self just wanting to, you know, pull back when things get a little overwhelming. And I think that's perfectly okay. Everyone goes at their own pace, as Jungkook said at the dinner, and I think that's so true. I feel like there's so much I wanted to say, but I don't know if I'm like saying it the way it's in my head, you know? But yeah, and then this morning, Jungkook had his V Live, which was so cute. He gave us a little concert, washed some dishes, just try to lift our spirits in case we're feeling sad, which is just the sweetest, as always. Just a caring, empathetic cutie pie. Yeah, he's truly a sweetheart, and they all are, for just worrying so much, for just thinking, you know, we'd be disappointed, which is not true. I promise you. Just BTS and ARMY like this, you know? Yeah, I mean, they're like grown men, you know, in their 20s and 30s now, so there's a point you just gotta do you know? And people have to respect that, and they should respect it. So, you know? So yeah, props. But yeah, I wasn't really surprised at the news, but I guess the timing kind of surprised me, because it was like comeback, you know? And, you know, now reflecting on Yet to Come and like, you know, releasing an anthology album, it kind of makes sense, right? Just like a, you know, a retrospective of their career up to this point. And then Yet to Come sounds almost like a very hopeful song, of course, but, you know, looking forward to what comes next. And reliving the good times. So, you know, nothing lasts forever. There's a poet I really like called Robert Frost, and he has a poem called Nothing Gold Can Stay. And that's what I think of in moments like these. But change, you know, it's necessary if you want to keep growing, keep evolving. One thing that really struck me about that dinner, when Yoongi said that anything they've like done over the years, nothing ever went the way they planned. They just kind of went with the flow to see where it took them. And it took them on this really magical, amazing ride, you know? And I think that's so true of life in general. Like, and it's also like a Stoic principle as well. I don't know if you guys are into like philosophy, but you know, the Stoics, they that's what they always talk about. Like, don't fight against reality. Like, that is suffering. You know, sometimes you just gotta accept it, go with the flow, even if it's not what you wanted, you intended. It may lead you better, somewhere better down the line, you know? You never know. So speaking of, you know, things leading you, you know, going with the flow and going down a path you never thought you would take, I never really thought about starting a YouTube channel, and it was all just inspired by my love for BTS. And if it weren't for the pandemic and just being like just hopeless, like feeling such like a lack of connection, then I wouldn't have started a YouTube channel even. So, and like the amount of love and just shared fun and laughter, and you know, it's been amazing in my life. Like, I never thought, you know, I could do this or like interact with such funny and kind and just really sweet people. And yeah, I feel really grateful. So thank you guys. And what did surprise me is that this tour that previously got canceled, that was gonna be like their, I don't want to say like farewell tour basically. And I was really shocked. But you know, I mean, they have their things, they want to focus on their own things. I know the military things, I don't know how that works, how that process works over there, if they'll be able to get an exemption, but if anybody could get an exception, it would be them. I really believe that. They've done so much to put South Korea on the map and just on the culture and everything, that I really think they deserve that. I'm not really sure how that works over there, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, it was just a lot. It was like a lot of emotions, you know? I will say I'm so lucky. I feel really, really lucky to have gotten to see them in concert. I saw them in the Rose Bowl in LA in, I think it was 2019. Was it 2019 or 2018? Wow, my memory is like, whoa. It was when they came to LA for the Rose Bowl. It was the Speak Yourself tour, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I just feel so lucky because I know there's so many of us that didn't get a chance to see them, you know, so many countries they didn't get to go to, which I'm sure they're devastated by, you know. I was so looking forward. I had tickets to the concert that was eventually canceled, and I was just, you guys, I'm telling you, I had the most perfect front row in the center seat. I don't know how in the world it was possible with like tickets being as hard to get as they are. I couldn't believe my luck, and I thought, you know, it's too good to be true. And you know what? It was. But you know, I mean, what can you do? And I was willing to hold on to that ticket for as long as it took. I would have held on to it for years, but the day didn't come when it was rescheduled. It was just canceled. And I just remember that being devastating, like truly devastating. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I think the pandemic just derailed a lot of things for a lot of people. But what's amazing is that they used that and like transformed that painful energy and, you know, just disappointment, dashed hopes, and they turned it into all of these singles, Dynamite, Butter, Permission to Dance, Life Goes On. Yeah, just the ability to like transmute that energy. I might be getting a little like woo woo over here. I don't know, but I just find that really amazing. That in life, you shouldn't just give up because circumstances are hard. You can keep going forward and change things. And they show us that by example and by, you know, their message all the time and just who they are as people and how sincere they are. They were willing to tell us personally, basically, like instead of just releasing like a press statement or just saying, oh, BTS will go on a break, it's like they told us exactly why, their thought process, their reasoning. I just wish they didn't feel so pressured. Like you can just see how hard it was for them to just say it and feel like they were disappointing us. It was like, oh, it was so sad, you guys. It was really sad. Oh, I feel like that's a side of them we don't see. I feel like especially from RM, you know? And then, of course, Cookie got emotional and they all, Jimin as well, and Yoongi. Yeah, it was so hard to watch, but I'm so glad that they did it. I think it just shows like what respect they have for us, for their fans, for ARMY, that they're willing to be so honest, you know? And you got the sense that, I probably already said this, but that there was something more they wanted to tell us. And I really hope they will, in their own way, whether it's through their music or, you know, writings, whatever, just about the idol process and the K-pop industry and how cutthroat it can be and how much pressure it can be. And that's not good for anybody, you know? I think what makes BTS so unique, it's just their sincerity, their sincere love for the music at all levels, like writing lyrics, producing, the performance, like something for everyone, and everyone has their own strengths. But yeah, it just made me sad that RM felt so overwhelmed as the leader, you know, being like the representation of them, the English speaker of the group, and just feeling that heavy burden. It was devastating, and you can see that it took a toll on him over time. And, you know, we've seen what amazing feats they're capable of when they just truly dedicate their full creative energy to something. You know, the mixtapes we've had before, just, yeah, it's amazing. And I can't wait to see what they do next in whatever form they want it to be. I think it'll be amazing. And ARMY will be there, of course. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to say. I hope my thoughts sounded organized and made sense. I don't know, you guys. I always feel this way. Like, I find it hard to express what's in my head. Like, it sounds so good in my head, and then when I say it, I'm like, I don't know if it came out right. I'm much better at writing out my thoughts, so I may do that. From what I've seen so far, most of the ARMYs that I've seen, like on Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere, everyone agrees that, you know, this is a good thing for them, and we really believe in them and we trust them. And I really hope they come back feeling very recharged, revitalized, re-energized, and just ready to keep the hope alive in their message, in their music, just with newfound conviction. But anyway, so basically, that's what I wanted to say. I wasn't planning on making a video like this. I usually don't because I hate editing myself, just talking all the time. So I wasn't sure that I was gonna film this, but I just really wanted to say it. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep an eye out for their future projects. I can't wait to see what they do both individually and collectively. It's gonna be amazing. So thank you guys, as always, so much for watching, and see y'all on the next ones.